Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The View from Here
Yes,
behind enemy lines.
it's an asshole convention, and both of us are here.
All right, we're waiting for our guest, Carlos Santos, the head chairman of the Union County GOP.
Right.
A little late. Hopefully, nothing came up that is preventing him from being here, but we'll see. We started the podcast anyway, and we're hoping that he'll pop in at any second. Meanwhile, I'm looking at some headlines on Breitbart, and one interesting one is a criminal alien TikTok influencer who posted ICE raid alerts has been deported to Colombia. Oh, 175,000 Americans have applied for jobs at ICE, and the media is trying to tell you trying to prove, trying to twist facts and say that the whole country is against ICE. Well, it's not the whole country. It's paid protesters who are protesting ICE. Okay, they've caught people on camera. I've seen some of the videos where this one guy started talking to the street reporter, and he said, "Wait a minute, didn't I see you in Portland?" He goes, "Yeah." Then I saw some videos where one woman was like lamenting that she didn't know what to do because now that Gaza's supposedly peaceful again, because she said, I'm going to lose $80,000 a year. She has nothing to protest. I'm sure they'll find something for her to protest, though.
And then, by the way, we're collecting money for Letitia James.
Right.
The Letitia James Fund, because she's been indicted. We've already received 37 cents, and we're hoping to hit 50-cent mark by tomorrow.
Well, you know what? I would like to get collections for the Letitia James Goes to Jail Celebration Fund. This way we'll have a party, we'll throw a party, and we'll even invite some of our viewers.
You won't need it. There'll be an open bar at every And let's not forget Pelosi's little outburst when the news.
When they asked her about January 6th.
Yeah, and she said,
"Oh, there was somebody did an AI video of her in that interview where they're asking her, 'Hey, is your husband still banging the hammer guy?' And a few other questions." And
Wow.
she turns around and says, "Yes, my husband's banging the hammer guy," and this and that. That's all AI, of course, not real, but it was funny.
Okay.
Oh, did you hear the latest? Joy Behar is claiming that Republicans are too scared to come on to The View. I remember years ago, Tom Selleck was a guest on there many years ago, and they ambushed him because of his pro-gun stance. And right. I believe he got up and walked out.
Yeah, I remember something like that.
And he said something about I came here to talk about this, whatever, and you're turning it into a political thing, so fuck off. Obama endorses Abigail Spanberger for Virginia governor. Hopefully, that will give the Republican candidate Winsome. What's her name? I forget her name. Winsome something. She's the former vet. She's the current lieutenant governor. Hopefully, that'll give her the victory.
Did you know that Trump stayed in Israel to meet the hostages that were freed?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, cool. He actually extended his trip there so this way he could meet the hostages.
Oh, India apparently.
Oh yeah.
So far, it looks like India. It looks like they are going to buy more U.S. oil instead of Russian oil. And
how sad.
Here's something I heard this morning: that if those pipelines get stopped because they're not being unloaded and so forth, especially with the winter coming on, the oil can actually freeze in the pipeline, and you have to replace the pipeline. You not only lose that oil, but you have the expense of fixing the whole thing.
Let's see. Katanji Jackson, the Supreme Court judge, she compared black people to disabled.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
I understand what she was trying to say. She was saying that because access for disabled people was not initially put into buildings, it was by default what she felt discriminatory, right? Not intentionally, but because of the physical nature of the building, it denied access to people. And she was trying to use that metaphor to black people when it comes to
To
registered.
continue victimizing black people.
Yeah, which I forget. She needs to have her districts organized so this way black folks can do it. But the thing is that um, here's the thing: she's a Supreme Court justice, right?
Yeah.
I found out the truth about her getting that position. There was a misunderstanding what before she received. No, this isn't funny. There was a misunderstanding.
They
She
wanted a
thought
woman, but she didn't.
she thought she was going to be a backup singer in the Supremes. Not so that's why she ended up in the Supreme Court accidentally. No, this is hot off the presses. I don't know if you know. I'm sorry. I tried to hold it together. Oh my god!
Yeah,
Whoa,
but
whoa, whoa, whoa.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why did she think she might get on the Supremes? Because remember, she didn't know if she was a woman or not because she can't define a woman.
But she is a bitch, so she does still
Yeah,
qualify.
definitely, definitely, and a contrarian bitch. By the
Well,
way,
what's the difference between a woman and a transvestite male?
happy
One
news
one
for
is
for us.
born a bitch, and the other one simply learned how to be one.
President Trump has made it clear that national reciprocity is being discussed. In other words, that would make it if you have a carry permit in your state, all other states will have to recognize it. Okay,
They've been
and
talking about that for years, though.
that is wonderful because that returns the Second Amendment right, one of our basic human rights under the Constitution. It
More
returns it
importantly,
to us.
more importantly, and it's actually not more importantly, but what's interesting is this. Let's say that passes. That means American tourists are no longer seen as vulnerable in these sanctuary cities because they might be carrying
Yeah,
because they're
well,
from out of state.
as long as they're tourists from regular America and not from blue cities who won't have guns. Okay.
Well, actually, the Supreme Court said that cities cannot go ahead and be exclusionary when it comes to the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and then
there was a
and then
hearing
you
yesterday. I
read
heard
that.
it yesterday morning. Arguments for against. I believe it was for the magazine ban because they banned magazines in New Jersey over 10 rounds. And this idiot from the state is trying to say how dangerous it is and so forth. But that's okay. You know, you can have a criminal walk in somewhere and have you know 20 round clip and several of them and start shooting people, and you've only got 10 clips, and maybe you get into a gunfight, maybe you miss, and you're screwed if you run out of ammo before he does.
Well, the thing is usually the biggest problem is that you can end up with people with an event where you're not being attacked just by one person, being attacked by multiple people.
Yes.
The strategy in that is determine who is the leader and take them down first. Usually, what happens is that the resolve diminishes. But the thing is that you could be in a situation where you literally run out of ammo because because you're overwhelmed, especially if you panic fire in the beginning and lose a magazine.
Yeah.
So, but I'd rather run out of ammo than not to have had any in the first place.
Yes. Yes. Because a perpetrator might stick all his ammo into your body.
I don't, in my opinion, I don't think it's necessary to have more than 10 rounds. I'm not saying I would limit you to that, but I think that as long as you've got 5 rounds in a revolver, like a 38, you're you know you're okay. Is it
Hopefully,
like
yeah.
having a Glock where you got 15 9mm rounds in one magazine? No, but
No,
I'm not.
again, it's what you said. Multiple attackers.
See, citizens requirements is a little different than a officer or a security person. Somebody who might, has a higher chance of engaging such a thing.
Yeah.
But
Okay. You know what? Chicago cops, I believe, the average that they shots they fire on a range is 50 per year. I've gone to the range and gone through 2 or 3 boxes in one setting. Okay, 100 to 150 rounds. All right, and that's in one visit to the range. People do that. A lot of people do that every week or every month. They go through hundreds of rounds. They are much better shots than the average police officer. Sad to
well,
say.
the other thing is that if you're worried about the cost, because ammunition is expensive, so a day at the range, if you have
Thank
a
you,
box,
Obama.
it's going to cost you for target ammo, practice ammo. It's going to cost you 15 or more dollars, and for defensive ammo, it's going to cost you about 25 to $30 on the average for 20 rounds. So it is, you go out there and
It's
you
not cheap. It's
display
not cheap.
40 rounds, and it's like we're talking $50.
Yeah,
You know, you
exactly.
can go to a whorehouse for that. So anyway, the thing is that um, get yourself a 22, and practice with that. You get your trigger work done. You get your sighting. Yeah, it's not the same gun, but at least you're
And
getting
it's not going to
training.
stop a big guy right away unless your aim is good and you get him in the eyeballs, you get him in the face.
Statistically, placement is more important than
Much more important.
the round itself. So if you shoot somebody in what are called I forget there's a nickname for it, but the switch, you know, you hit that, and like if you hit somebody dead square in the forehead and it penetrates, that's it. They're done. You hit them directly in the heart, chances are they're done. There's certain spots where if you hit somebody, like in the throat
Yeah.
or whatever, they're
Yeah. I mean,
done.
you could have a 45, but if you miss, it doesn't matter. But you have a 22 and you're adept at it and you hit your target, you got a better chance.
Not to mention your recovery on your shots is faster with the low powered gun. Penetration is intense. I mean, you can easily, with the round nose, you can easily penetrate 12 inches, you know, if there's nothing bizarre going on, you know, and the 12-inch penetration thing from the FBI is primarily about hitting somebody in the side and penetrating across. So, you know, I mean, people have been shot multiple times with the 9mm, and they still kept coming. So if they're doped up, you know, if their adrenaline is high, if they
Yeah.
happen to be, heavily muscled or whatever, wearing winter clothing, you know. But
Hey, Newsom has vetoed fire prevention bill in California, citing the cost. It's too expensive. But he's spending $250 million on gerrymandering to make sure that Democrats keep the state. Okay, that piece of
well,
shit.
that's his priority. His priority is politics.
Oh, Tim Kaine, that lunatic who ran years ago with Hillary Clinton. He's saying that firing government employees makes Democrats less likely to move on the shutdown.
Well,
Yeah,
the,
I mean,
the the Democrats have doubled down on the shutdown, and they're not showing up. And even, yeah, I mean, Fetterman has been very vocal about it. He doesn't agree with it. Um, I think at some point, here's the thing. I think that Republicans should stick to their guns. Better to not
yes,
pay for these illegals than to go ahead and cave. So if you're
Oh
out
yeah.
there, Mr. Republican, who's been, thinking about changing your mind, don't, because it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear and simple. And you know what? I know it's affecting some people, but I don't feel it. It's and that's just my personal experience. Is like now the people in the military are getting paid. They
Yes.
scraped up some money. I forget exactly where it
Those
came
those ICE.
from.
I think the president is using some of the military because ICE is a branch of the military,
There
technically.
are some people that are working and not being paid, and they continue to work because they're essential. But
Yeah.
let this be a lesson. You should have a reserve.
Yep.
You should have a reserve where you can
Yeah, but
handle.
that money hungry Congress loves to spend, 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 spend. It's not their money. And you
Actually,
know
what's
what?
interesting is in Florida, they're thinking about getting rid of property tax, except for the initial buy. So
Yeah.
when you buy a house, you pay tax on the property, but you don't continue to pay tax on that property every year. And the majority of the money, at least in Florida, comes in from tourism and also from uh, businesses. You tax the businesses, you know? So there's that. So they're looking at that, and it looks like it's going to fly.
Oh, that idiot who graduated with me years ago, who's become a rabid Marxist asshole, and that's what he is, an asshole.
Oh, that one, yeah.
He's also a liar. You know what he said in a post yesterday on Facebook, and he's cheering it. That Texas and Florida are the worst off states financially. I didn't believe that. I know it's not true, so I checked with Grok, and Grok said, I asked, which of these four states are better off financially? Texas, California, Florida, or New York? And of course, Grok went through a thing and said Texas and California are in better financial shape than New York and California by far. So, fuck you, Bill Irving. You're a fucking liar. And I'm going to post this one on Facebook. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I should. We should start a new podcast if Carlos hops in. I don't want him on this particular one.
Sure, we can do that.
Okay.
But don't start it now.
No, not now. Right now,
No,
I'm
we
going
can
to
curse all
continue.
we want, asshole.
If I'm on a rant, I'm going to go on a rant. Hey, there was a poll: 60% of young liberals—they're not liberals; they're intolerant, brainwashed fools—
We
endorsed
got it.
violence to stop deportations. Meanwhile, Trump and Patel are claiming that over 28,000 violent criminal arrests in have occurred so far. Over 28,000 criminal arrests. San Francisco and Chicago are next, but he's going to have to send Illinois National Guard to California and California National Guard to Chicago because of these stupid federal judges who are trying to obstruct him.
Right, but he continues to be successful.
Oh, hey, in Cancun, near Cancun, there was a shooting at a mall in Cancun. 6 cartel gunmen were killed in a clash near Mexican Beach hotspot. I wonder if they were killed by a rival cartel or by the government.
Well,
I don't know.
they're still going up a
And the
little
U.S.
further.
consulate is warning about a cartel aerial bombing attack in Mexico.
Yeah, that was a CIA thing, wasn't it?
What do you mean CIA thing?
CIA. The cartel was attacked by black ops.
Oh, these six members who were killed. That was our black ops.
I thought you were talking about the. I think Trump just admitted that they did some. Oh, I'm sorry, I got it confused. Oh no! Top headlines this morning: President Trump reveals he authorized the deployment of CIA operations in Venezuela. Concern grows as the government.
Yeah, no, he's sending the CIA to do their thing, as if they weren't already trying.
Well,
Oh,
you know
here
what?
it is.
You know
Here
what?
it is.
You know what's good about that? They can focus on the cartels instead of fucking our elections up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
That
6
is nice.
cartel gunmen died in the shootout near the beach tourist hotspot of Ensenada, Baja California. The shootout came just 2 days after 2 cartel banners addressed to FBI Director Kash Patel warned that Sinaloa cartel gunmen would be targeting U.S. citizens.
Well, Charlie
Oh.
Kirk yesterday was posthumously awarded Presidential Medal of Freedom, and I believe some uh, person tried to malign the whole process and got their head handed to them. Somebody in the news. I don't know.
Oh, by the way, the left, the Democrats are saying that Trump has no right to bomb these Venezuelan boats just because they're transporting drugs.
They're in international waters.
Meanwhile, and Trump said, "Oh, he saved each boat that is destroyed saves 28,000 American lives." Now, what he should have said was potentially saves because it's only 100. Only there's 100 something thousand Americans die every year because of fentanyl overdoses, and others are hospitalized. I'm sure, but so he should have said there's a potential for each boat to kill 28,000 Americans, and that's enough. If you save 10 lives, like the anti-gun lobby says, if you save one life, it's worth it. Well, having a gun usually saves more than one life because you take the life of the guy who's taking lives.
Mm.
All right, you stop him in his tracks. The French government doesn't immediately collapse, but Macron is facing an impeachment
We were
vote.
sexually abused at a juvenile detention center.
What was that?
Oh, that's my porn.
No, here we go. Oh yeah, the UN is gonna. They want to vote on the first ever global tax to punish shipping emissions. They want to tax the United States our shipping. You know what? We fought a war over 200 years ago over a 1% or 1.5% tax, right? Or was it 0.5%? I don't even remember. Because we had no representation. They were taxing us, not allowing us to have a say in anything. It's time to leave the useless nations. I've been saying this for years, but I've been saying it since Reagan's time. Okay? I've been saying it since Reagan was in office. We should not be without us, the United Nations collapses.
Okay? Are you drinking a latte?
Of course.
Is that what that goofy sound was? Anyway, I bumped into
this. Stirring. It's a metal cup.
LA County declares emergency over illegal immigration crackdown. Officials in LA County declared an emergency over immigration raids, allowing taxpayer funds to help undocumented immigrants pay for rent and legal aid. It comes as there's dramatic new video of the clash in Chicago. NBC News, Gabe, whatever his last name, reports.
This is insurrection and obstruction. Okay? Though these people who are Pritzker, Johnson, over in California, New Scum, and what's her name? Bash, or whatever her name is, the communist mayor of Los Angeles, should all be in jail.
Wow. There was one comment on the very top. It says, basically that this guy is a Vietnam veteran. He's living homeless, and he's unhappy because of the fact that illegals are getting free
stuff.
Yeah,
he should be upset. He should be pissed off. He fought for his country. He gave of his time and energy. He gave part of his life to this country, and we're treating him like shit in favor of people who shouldn't be here. People whose only goal is to milk us dry of our money and to destroy us from within.
Well,
change our culture completely. Fuck them. Fuck the illegals.
The interesting thing about being homeless is I was actually homeless for 3 months.
Of course, look how you turned out.
It was my choice, but I was homeless. I was in California, and once that happened, I couldn't get a job because they didn't have a place, an address that I could give them. And, so I tried to get work, but I couldn't, nobody would hire me because I didn't have a residence. So that's just one problem that homeless people have. And not every homeless person starts off as a junkie. Sometimes I remember visiting this one section in New York City at the time, this is going back 20 years, where there were all these homeless people were in this one area underneath this bridge. And there were mothers with children there. So
my friend Manny, who died a couple of years ago, he used to go to this homeless encampment in Newark, and every day he was giving them food and coffee and other things they needed. They accepted him. At first, he was like looked upon with suspicion, but after a while, they welcomed him. They looked forward to his visits.
See, that's another problem. I for a short period of time, for about 2 months, a month and a half, I was a telemarketer, and my job was to get people to give money to like monuments and things for veterans and so forth. Like there was this Vietnam Veterans Monument that they were trying to build, and a couple of other things like that. Basically, all of these,
Pro-veteran things.
Yeah, not just that though, but also asking money for various causes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually rather successful at getting people to give even a few dollars, and so much so that the people that were monitoring the telemarketers came to me, and the guy said, listen, you're doing better than everybody else at this, and we need another manager, to walk behind the people and give them advice when they get stuck, to lead them.
They picked you.
So I said, wow, that's great and everything. And I said, well, and I said to him, I said, but it's all for a good cause. And he started laughing. He says, really? Is that what you think? That the organization that hires us gets only a small portion of the money they receive. You hire these telemarketers, and the organization, they're not doing it for free. So when you do business with these folks, you're paying for the infrastructure. Very little money. Maybe if you're
and
lucky,
a profit.
Maybe 10% of your gift, if that, goes to where you want it to go. You're better off going over there to the location and giving everybody a bottle of water.
Yeah. I guess you quit after that.
That day. It just infuriated me because I was a sucker. I actually believed I was doing good.
Yeah, for your fellow vets.
Well, not just vets, but it was for all kinds of organizations. That was just the one that, I remember.
Here's another Breitbart story. A judge in New York City released a career criminal accused of a random knife attack, only for the man to be arrested in connection with another transit slashing a month later. He slashed the second guy in the face. Oh, he slashed them both in the face.
Well,
the second guy said he needed 7 stitches for wounds across his mouth and nose.
Wow.
And he said that the guy could have taken his life. The first victim was a 27-year-old man that he slashed across the face without provocation at the East Broadway train station. Holy moly.
Yeah, well, Irina, the Ukrainian girl, I can't pronounce her name. She was just sitting there. This guy stabbed her.
Reading on her phone.
Yeah. So, and that guy had a record as long as your arm.
Oh, he'd been arrested how many times?
40 times, as I remember.
Okay, yeah, scumbag.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Regardless of how sick that man was, the people that kept letting him loose, they're the ones who are really responsible. This idea of the victims get no compassion. It's just the injustices.
Yeah, I know.
Ludicrous. Beating a dead horse.
Man accused of torturing and killing and burning an elderly New York City couple while he was stealing Yankees balls and credit cards. A career criminal out on parole.
Yeah. That person should be set on fire himself. See how he likes it.
Oh yeah, he should. He should. And the people he killed, the man was 76, Frank Olton, and his wife, Maureen, 77 years old, inside their home in Long Island.
What? That's a horrific way
He
to go.
forced his way into their home. And before he fled the massacre, he stole their 2001 souvenir New York Yankees baseball, as well as the couple's credit cards and phones. And then he set the residence ablaze. Man, this guy should be tied to a post and set on fire. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. Order mix-up leads to a brutal
Wait a second. I absolutely disagree with that way of thinking. I think he should be tied to a pole, but first you set his left leg on fire. Then after the fire goes out, you set his right leg on fire. And then, you get creative from that point on.
It is a waste of gasoline, though. Good waste of good gasoline.
Well, the good news is if he's fat, you won't really need to put much on.
He doesn't look that fat.
Oh, well, he's got some fat. You got to love nature.
Ooh. Wow. There was a beatdown at a customer at Whataburger in Texas. Part of another table's order was mistakenly brought to this lady's son and his friends. And instead of the staff acknowledging the error, they reportedly told the other customers, "They have your food." Moments later, those individuals confronted the lady's son and his friends, and within seconds, the situation escalated far beyond the simple misunderstanding to a violent assault.
Wow. What an asshole convention. They have your food. Not, excuse me, I'm sorry, but we offered that food to the wrong people. We're going to make you a fresh one. No. We're going to charge you for the food. And, oh, by the way, those people have it. So if you want them, take it from them. And what about the people that accepted it? It's like, I didn't. They're
the ones who got beat. They're the ones who got beat. Okay. This is in Pennsylvania, your state. At Harrisburg International Airport and Kelowna International. The other one is in British Columbia. Hackers hit an airport PA systems, those two airports, with pro-Palestinian messages denouncing Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu.
Very nice. So they hacked the system.
Tone Deaf Hollywood is pushing an Antifa propaganda for awards glory. Oh, God. I'm telling you, man. Trump.
Well, here's
another tariff triumph. Another tariff triumph for Trump. Stellantis to invest $13 billion in the Rust Belt, bringing overseas production back to the U.S.
I got happy news for Oklahoma. State troopers and ICE arrested 91 illegal alien commercial truck drivers.
Good.
Fuck them all.
Yeah, exactly. Can't get that. Oh, well. Trying to get that. That light seems to be coming from my... Look, It's like I'm a birthday candle.
I think it's I
Yeah.
think it's the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit has descended upon thee.
What?
Oh my God. Mel Gibson apparently has made a Resurrection of the Christ film.
Oops, sorry about that. That was me opening up something without shutting down the.
That's okay.
I saw something really interesting.
Oh yeah, Mandami has vowed to arrest Netanyahu if he ever comes to New York.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I'd
Good
love to
luck.
see the Mossad kick the shit out of any.
I got news for you. If he did that, Trump would be on in New
Oh
York.
my God!
The Marines would go in there and they would arrest his miserable ass.
Oh shit! Yeah, him and everybody who followed his orders.
Yeah, little Nazi
Or
bastard.
Mandami also repeatedly refuses to say Hamas should lay down their arms, and he
Right.
was asked several times. I saw an interview. They asked him several times.
Well, all I can say is, if New York, if you vote this guy in, you are a bunch of fucking assholes. That's all I can say. Prove to me that you are the people you used to be. Do not vote that dirtbag in. And all you feminists out there, I suggest you straighten this shit out. Stop talking about white supremacy and start talking about some of the wrong that goes
Why
on.
don't they start talking about what the Muslims are doing in Afghanistan? A woman in Afghanistan today cannot speak to another man who's not her husband without getting brutally punished. Okay, in Iraq, they just made it legal for these pedophile Muslims to marry 9-year-olds.
Well, they've had the right to kill their wife.
Yes, for years.
Yes. So I mean, like, everything else is just icing on the cake. As I understand it, what was it? SpaceX just like sent off the biggest rocket, and it only cost like
$10
$15
million
million.
as opposed to 66 million,
Yeah,
which is the normal cost from NASA, from a
was the
government
normal
agency,
cost.
government run agency, shall we say. They're not, I don't know if they're officially a government agency or they're just controlled by the government, but either way, bureaucrats can never do profitably what the private sector can do. That's been proven time and time and time again. Okay.
Mitch McConnell takes a brutal fall in the Russell basement while being questioned by reporters. This guy, he can't even fucking walk. What a mess.
South Park is South Park. I love that cartoon, but the owner, Matt, well, the two guys who make South Park, they don't like Trump. They're jump starting season 28 with quote Antichrist expert unquote Peter Thiel aborting Trump's baby with Satan.
As of today, the Democrats have denied eliminating the shutdown 10 times.
Yeah, the thing is signed. The Republicans have all signed it. It's all set, just waiting for the Democrats to come and say, okay, we'll do it. And they don't want to do it because they want to get money, millions of dollars, billions of dollars for illegals. Meanwhile, our veterans are not getting the care that they need. Our veterans are being shoved aside. Seniors are being shoved aside. The money that is spent on illegals, if it were spent on Americans, our Social Security checks would be higher. Our health care costs would be lower. Everything would be better for Americans. Okay. But no, the Democrats insist on doing everything they can for non-Americans and fuck the Americans. That's their attitude.
Well, what they want to do is they want to create pseudo-Americans so this way they can control the election.
Oh, American Truckers United's Shannon Everett. We're seeing a lot more enforcement on English fluency. Good. Keep those goddamn illegals off our roads, especially driving those trucks. Oh, Kamala Harris has called RFK Jr.'s work at HHS fucked up. The kettle call. What is it? The pot calling the kettle black. Oh, by the way, I saw a great clip of Trump running against years ago and talking about Kamala, where Megan Kelly was asking him uh, about his talking bad about Kamala, calling her Indian and so forth. And Trump said, "All my, I've known her for years. I mean, not too well personally, but I've known her for many years, and she always talked about herself as being Indian, and now all of a sudden she's black."
Well,
The left cannot appreciate this man's humor. It's going to be so boring. Well, J.D. Vance is along those lines, but he's not quite Trump. But maybe he'll pick up some more of that.
well, we're getting closer to Thanksgiving. This weekend is supposedly No King's Day, which I don't understand why they're still gathering, because No King's Day, we got rid of Biden. He was the only one that acted like he was a fucking king.
Also, if Kamala had been in, remember, she was not picked in a primary. Voters rejected her before Biden was nominated, and I mean, she got what, 1%, 2% of the primary vote, and yet the Democrat Party installed her as their candidate. So Democrat voters had no say in the matter, none whatsoever. And you Democrat voters should be incensed at that. Okay, your right to pick your candidate was taken away from you.
Right. Yeah, your representatives didn't get a chance to say what the hell was going on.
An armed neighbor heard gunshots, and he intervened to fight off an alleged intruder by getting his own gun, his own legal gun. Okay, another case where
let's stop right there. Whether your gun is legal or illegal, if somebody breaks into your house, I suggest you use it.
No, he was breaking into a neighbor's house, and this guy went, and he was a good neighbor. He was like State Farm. He was there.
I missed that part. Okay.
Yeah, no, he was like State Farm. He was there with his gun to drive the attacker away.
Well, I think we've done as much as we can today.
Yeah. Wait a minute. This is ridiculous. Newsom is joking that people compare him to God.
Well, they do. He's the antithesis of God.
He says he's joked that people appear to confuse him with God.
Yeah, well, those people are probably the ones that he has captured in his basement and are taking psilocybin.
Jeez. All right. Anyway, it's 2:00. Let's wait about 5 more minutes to see if Carlos maybe was off by an hour or something. Let me see if
he's in the same time zone, bro.
What's that?
He's in the same time zone.
Yeah, he's
He's a New Jersey boy.
He's not far from me, actually. Yeah. Well, he hasn't answered. Maybe, I hope everything's okay with him. Maybe something came up at work or whatever.
That's the problem with the people that we invite. They're shakers and movers, and so something can happen that is far more important than talking to the 20 or 30 people that are going to watch this.
No, more people will watch it, especially if he comes on. Unfortunately, this is the third time or fourth time that we've had an episode where our guest didn't show, but they showed up afterwards, so we're okay. Yesterday we had Jim Beach come on a day late, but not $1 short.
Yeah, well, the thing is that speaking of episodes, Roy's senior episodes also sometimes get in the way.
I'm not happy with the lighting at all. Why the hell?
This was good. Donald Trump refuses to take ABC's correspondent question because of George Stephanopoulos' contentious J.D. Vance interview.
Oh, yeah. Stephanopoulos is an asshole. Yeah, I think J.D. Vance walked out, didn't he?
I actually think he nailed him to the wall and then left, but because Vance is a scrapper, and he also
he's not going to take shit.
There was somebody else was being insulted, and Vance just stepped forward and just defended them. He will not sit by idly with you maligning people that are, good people. Like Hold'em, the head of ICE. He got accused of taking $50,000, and they asked him the question, "Did you take $50,000 from?" And he goes, "I've never taken $50,000 from anybody."
Yeah, it's all bullshit from the left, man.
But the thing is easier. You see, the problem is the accusation lives longer than the investigation.
Democrats are panicking over the redistricting numbers because the Supreme Court decision on redistricting, and I guess the mid decade census is looming. Yeah, the Supreme Court's going to rule on it soon, and they are afraid because those three loonies on the left are going to rule against it, but the other five hopefully will get it.
What is this? I don't understand this story. In Dallas, 6,700 women rally for culture war battles after Charlie Kirk's death. But I don't know whose side they're on.
And when was this?
Let's see. October 14th.
That was only a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
A federal judge has ordered ICE officers in Chicago to wear body cams. That's okay. They'll see that these guys are resisting arrest.
Most of the cops are wearing body cams anyway.
No, but this is ICE agents.
Yeah,
They're saying federal agents have to wear body cams.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm saying
I don't see it's a big problem. They're hoping they'll find something wrong. One little wrong thing, and they'll blow it out of proportion.
Well, the
media, the corporate media sucks in this country.
The thing is that what they'll do in certain circumstances is they'll edit the body cam footage, and that's all they'll show. Was the part that they
like we did with with Trump's speech on January 6th, and also about Charlottesville.
Yeah.
Oh, Trump is going to speak with Putin ahead of Zelensky visit. Let's see what happens there.
What? What is this?
What? What you're watching or what
people 2 children ages 9 and 10 charged with assault, kidnapping, and rape after 5-year-old allegedly found unrecognizable. What the hell is this? A 9 and 10-year-old?
Yeah, that's happened a lot, unfortunately. A lot of these criminals are juveniles, and they are treated as juveniles when some of them should, like if this is a murder, they should be treated, they should get capital punishment.
What has happened to a 9 and a 10-year-old that they're going to basically kidnap and rape a 5-year-old?
Well, it's just like what was that case way back in the 1920s? The 2 students at what was it, Harvard or Yale or something?
Yeah, but they were college students. We're talking 9 years old and 10 years old.
Yeah,
they don't even past puberty yet.
They don't have any. There's no parenting guidance. There's no morality. Their heroes are gang members. Who knows? Maybe it was a gang initiation.
These are infants, as far as I'm concerned. Although
they're demons now.
I have heard. I was told that there at one time there were these gangs in Colombia that were called child gangs. A mass of these little kids would jump people and rob them.
Well, Brazil has the same problem.
Oh, okay.
Brazil, well, years ago, I remember back in I think it was during the 80s, I remember reading about how cops in Brazil, because they knew that these kids were going to grow up to kill people, to be extremely dangerous criminals. When they would come upon street criminals who were just children, they would shoot them. That was, of course, stopped after a while, but There were what did they call them? They were hit gangs of cops who were going around killing kids who they knew were going to grow up to take lives if they were allowed to grow up.
Well, first of all, that's
Vigilantes.
cognition, which is impossible. You may not, it's just that's just signs of a broken system. Because if you have juveniles that are, causing crime, they should be in a juvenile detention center and hopefully fixed.
One more thing. Did you see the killings of Palestinians by Hamas members?
I didn't choose to watch it, but I did.
I saw a few. Anyway, Trump has warned Hamas, stop the killing or we will kill you.
Yes, yeah, he gave him the ultimatum the other day, and they had these guys, these people on their hands and knees because they were
of a family they suspected was collaborating with Israelis.
Yeah, well, you can call it collaboration. They're
friendly with,
friendly with, yeah. It's like when you say collaboration, it reminds me of the World War II when you had the French collaborators that would tell the German stuff, and that's the enemy.
Yeah. All they did was, and they would sleep with them, and all they did was shave their heads and parade them through the streets and kick them out of town. There have been reports and videos of Hamas terrorists executing Gaza gang members, and there are reports it was retribution for those who had been helping Israel root out the terrorist regime in Gaza during the war that began October 7, 2023. So, I'm sorry, but Hamas, this may sound unchristian. It may sound horrible, but I think every member of Hamas should be killed. Every single one of them. I mean, I saw them torturing one guy where they broke his leg, and his leg was bent at a bad angle, his shin, backwards. And then they went and broke his arm while he was still in pain from that.
They're sadists.
They're disgusting. I believe in a just God and all, and a good God, but punishment has to come for these people.
It's very simple. We're at war. They're the enemy. What do you do with the enemy?
Yep.
You either neutralize them any way you can, or lock them up. They're the enemy.
Anyway, it's 2:09. I don't think Carlos is going to come today, so we will have to. We'll adjourn at the moment right now, and we will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we don't have anything. Next Tuesday, right. Who do we have next Tuesday? Let me go check the list.
I can tell you. I have it on my phone.
Okay, yeah, I have it on my phone too. I don't know why I didn't look at it.
Let's see, Tuesday.
Let's coordinate
Ekman.
Lisa Ekman.
Then we have.
That's on. Yeah, we'll be talking to Lisa Ekman on Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll be interviewing James Oliver.
Okay. And Leslie Corby.
Leslie Corby on Thursday. She's the one that I got through A.J. Rice, who, by the way, I highly recommend this podcast and his books. He's got 2 books. And I bought one of them because it's a hardcover of his first book, which is The Woking Dead. And I got it at a good price because it was on a clearance sale at Amazon for $4 and something. It was the last one. So I bought that yesterday. So, anyway, I know you're not a reader, but
I read. I spent so much time.
I used to be a great reader. Now, in recent years, I haven't read as much as I used to, but I'm getting back into it. I am reading this one, which I borrowed from the library by Jonathan Cahn. Okay. The Return of the Gods.
Yeah, and by the way, folks, go to our website, which is on squarespace.com. There'll be a link underneath this video, and also visit my site, which is Friendly Fire board games because there's 5 free games that you can just print and play. And by the way, for those people that are interested, I ordered some new copies for some of the games, so I will be selling them as well.
Cool. All right, and I guess that's it. We've exhausted that. We've done another news, in the news type thing here today. And we will see you next time on The View from Here, Behind
Yay.
Enemy Lines. And
Yay.
we hope to reschedule Carlos Santos before the election.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, by the way, anybody anywhere in the country who's got to vote, try and vote ahead of time. Go do early voting. I prefer to vote on the day, but you never know when the machines might suddenly mysteriously go down. Yeah, I have one too. Might go down. And so on the 25th of October is early voting starts here. I'm going to go and early vote this year.
Just remember, it was early voting that stopped the machine from stealing another election.
Yes, last election 2 years ago, last year I voted early because I didn't want to take any chances, and I didn't vote by mail because I just don't trust it. No, now I saw that some lady got 250 ballots that were missing. She got them delivered by Amazon. Amazon was supposed to deliver mail-in ballots, and they're doing a lousy job. They sent it to some lady in place of the package she ordered. And 250 of them.
With this podcast, or are we going to keep
we're done with this podcast. Good night.
Bye-bye.